Okay, so next question. You have Penny. Says she stands 12 feet from a statue, so we'll put Penny right here. Then here's the statue. Okay, then it says that she's looking at the statue, but she's 12 feet away. Okay, then it says the angle of elevation from eye level. So think about if she were to be looking straight and then look up, that's the angle of elevation. And it says that it's 30 degrees. Then it says the angle of depression to the base of the statue is 15. So if she were looking down at the statue, that side would be 15. Okay, then it says how tall is the statue? Okay, well then we need to know two things. We need to know this length here, which is part of the top triangle. And then we're going to need to know this distance here, which is kind of like the same middle side, but then a bottom triangle. Okay? Now, keep in mind that if we had two sides, we could do Pythagorean theorem, but we don't have two. We only have one of each. We only have one side of both of the triangles. So, first thing I'm going to do is label this side A, and then that means that I want to know which side this and this would be for my theta to be here. So, if I'm looking across from 30, this is the opposite. This is obviously the hypotenuse, which I don't care about. That makes this side the adjacent. So when I pick my trig function, I want opposite and adjacent. So instead of sine or cosine, I want tangent. So I'd say tan of 30 degrees equals the opposite side, which is A, my unknown, over my adjacent side, which is 12. Then from there, remember your calculator should already be in degree mode. If it's not, fix it. Then you'd find the tan of 30 degrees comes out to 0.577. And then if that's A over 12, you would cross multiply. Now 0.577 doesn't have a bottom, so you just put it over 1. Then from there you would cross multiply. 1 times A is A. 0.577 times 12 gives me 6.924. So that tells me that this distance here is 6.924. Now, if I want to know how tall the statue is, I don't just need this part, I also need to know this part. So, I'm going to call that B, but instead of using the pink triangle on top, I'll use the blue triangle on bottom. So, if this is my angle in the 15 degrees, this is my opposite, this is still my adjacent, this is my hypotenuse. But since I don't know the hypotenuse, I don't want to pick that one. Which means out of the two that are left over, I would want to do tan again. So it'd be tan 15 degrees equals, opposite the 15 is my B side here, and then my adjacent side is the 12. So then from there I'd figure out what is the tan of 15. Comes out to be 0.268. Okay, because remember we're rounding at the 7, so since that's a 9, that would bump it up. And then we'll cross multiply over 1. So 1 times B is B, and 0.268 times 12 gives me 3.216. So here to here is 3.216. Well, then think about if this is my statue and I want to know how tall it is. I just need to add these two numbers up. So my total height would be the bottom piece of the statue plus the top piece of the statue. And then you just add those up. 3.216 plus 6.924. Okay, means that the total height is 10.14 feet. Makes sense? Okay, pause the video if you need a minute to catch up, and we have one more example left. Okay, next one. So you have a 60-foot drawbridge 24 feet above the water when it is closed. The